All right, so this is what we did yesterday, right? We visited the first time looking at Fifo. I color coded a lot so you guys can figure out where everything goes. So this can be kind of helpful, but it could also be kind of confusing at the same time. But this is just taking a look at how, using FIFO, how, we transfer from one unit to another every time we purchase something and every time we sell something, right? This is how we deal with FIFO. Okay? So that's just having it for the first time around without having beginning inventory. So the second half that we're going to do here, right, we have beginning inventory. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to copy it over exactly like how we see it, right, from our previous one. So question 2 says we're going to continue on from above, okay, and your inventory method is perpetual and it is FIFO, okay, and it gives us that on May 31st you have a total of 100 units left on hand, and that is true. That's what happened here. We are left with 100 units costing at $3 and 82692, which gave us a total of 38269. Okay, so we're going to copy this exact amount over into our inventory worksheet on for the second one. So in this case, here it is. We're just going to pop it right in here. You could choose to just put the date here if you'd like. That's no problem. And go ahead and pop it in here under the inventory on hand. So in this case, this was this right here, okay? Okay, so this, I'm gonna make sure that these are all in dollar form, okay? And what I'm gonna do here too is I'm gonna create that calculation so then we can always have our running balance at all times. So equal sum is how we sum up our columns, okay? So equal sum, right? It's going to be equal sum. If you want to use tab to activate the formula, you can. I just like to use the parentheses and then click and drag the cells that you want to tally up, to sum up. Okay, and of course this formula can also be dragged across. Okay, so in this case, it's going to be dragged across, and you have a total of 100 units at at 38269. Okay, and I'm also going to carry the color across over, because in this case, right, when we do this, I'm going to make sure I keep the good track of this exact one, right? So in this case, right, from my previous one, it was batch color blue. So I'm going to keep that and I'm going to carry that over. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go backwards in reverse and use colors backwards. Okay. So let's see what we do next. Okay. All right, so first thing we have here is that on June 5th, we end up purchasing 800 units, okay, for $4 each with a freight of $100. Okay, so 800, $4, and freight of 100. Okay, so we're gonna pop that in June 5th. We didn't sell anything, so we're gonna skip on over, and we said we bought 800 units at $4 each with a freight of 100. Okay, so in this case, we need to solve for my purchase price, right? So the formulas in here in Excel are quite simple, right? you use your equal sign to activate your formula. And in this case, I'm going to use cell referencing where I'm going to actually just click on 800. I'm going to put the asterisk because that's times, and I'm going to click on 4. Okay, and then press enter to activate your formula. Okay, so then I should get 3,200. Okay, so in this case, what's my total cost?
3,300.
3,300. So that should give me a cost per item to be
$4.13.
okay, so $4.13, but if you actually extend that, it's actually 12 and a half. Split pennies are very dangerous when it comes into rounding because this will tell you to round up for the inventory, but it will also tell you to round up when you sell it for the cost of goods sold. So you definitely want to make sure if you have a split penny going on, keep a really good track record of it because you can create an invisible penny out of nowhere, okay? So that's just a rule of thumb there. All right, since we have this one, I'm going to go ahead and pick a color for this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to eliminate using so many colors in the middle, okay? And just do it this way, where I'm only going to color my inventory, okay? And I'm only going to color my cost of goods sold so you can kind of see where everything belongs. Okay. So in this case, I'm going to choose green because I'm going to work the colors backwards. Okay. All right, so we have a total of 900 units available to sell. Okay. So let's see what happened next. June 7th rolls around and you end up selling 350 units at $10.50 each. 350. Okay. So in this case, it is June 7. We sold a total of 350 units. Now let's take a look at our batches of inventory. We're still using Fifo, so in this case,
The 100.
we're going to get rid of our first 100 first. So in this case, we're going to get rid of the blue, right? And then we're also going to need to dip into green, right? So 100, right, which we know to be, right? Right, but which we know to be this as well, right? It is $382.69. Okay, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say that, well, we have 100 minus 100 equaling to 0, right? Which was 382.69 minus that amount should give me another total of 0. So in this case, right, I'm working my way from left to right. So now that I sold 100 of them, we got rid of it, and now I can say it's gone. How many more do we need to sell?
250.
We need to sell 250. And this one is going to be my green batch. Okay. My green batch, what's my cost per item? What's my cost per item?
60, 61.
Oh, okay. Okay. So in this case, it's $4.12.5, and you sold for it already to be
Wait, I don't think I did it. Wait, hold on. So 250 divided by, right? Divided by, no, times.
we're timesing, yes, because you want to know how much it's gonna cost you to sell 250 at $4.12.5.
It'll be 1,031.25.
Good, 1,031.25. So in this case, right, we're going to subtract that out because right now that was out of the 300 or 800. We sold 250, so that should give me 550. If we started out with 3,300 and we sold $1,031.25, we should have a new grand total of $2,268.75. So in this case, once we do the calculation in the middle, then we can match our units up together when we just put in the numbers on our inventory on hand. So in this case, we only have 550 units left. So that should give you $2,268.75, which is correct. So in this case, right, for selling a total of 350 units, we're going to add these two numbers together, right? And we should get a total of $1,413.94. Okay. So then after we sold our 350, right? June 10 rolls around and we end up purchasing 750 units at $4.25 each with a freight of 75. So 750 at 425 with a cost of 75. Right? We purchased 750 at $4.25 with a freight of 75. So what's my purchase price here?
3,187.14.
Good. Plus 75 gives me a total cost.
262.50.
Good. So then what's my cost per item going to be?
435.
$4.35. So in this case, this is an even number. Okay. So I'm going to pop this into my inventory, saying we have 750 units costing $4.35 each, which should give me that exact amount, right? 32.62.50. Now in this case, I need to pick a color. So let's choose yellow. Okay. And now we have a total of 1,300 units available. Okay. Okay, so let's see what happened next. Next, on June 12th, we end up selling 450 units. 450 units. So let's take a look. On June 12th, we sold 450 units. Now in this case, let's take a look. Do we have enough?
Yes.
Yes.
Green.
Yes, we have enough, especially in the green, right? We're going in order. So in this case, we sold 450 units at what cost?
4.125.
Good. So in this case, how much did it cost me to sell? What's my cost of goods sold?
$1,856.25.
Good. And this is my green batch. Okay. So therefore, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my calculations here because let's see where we left off. We had a total of 550. We just sold 450. So therefore, we should have 100 left. We started out with $2,268.75. We just sold $1,856.25. So you should be left with $412.50. So, right, that should be exactly right. 100 times $4.12 should give you $412.50. Okay. All right. So let's see what happened next. June 15 rolls around, okay? And you end up selling June 15, sorry, you end up selling 500 units, okay, at $10.50 each. So in this case, we got rid of an additional 500 units. So it is June 15, and we sold 500 units. In this case, we definitely have enough, but we have 850, but what about my batches of inventory? How am I going to sell out my inventory?
We're gonna do the 100 first.
We're going to do the 100 from the green. And then how many from the yellow? We need to get to 500.
400.
Right, we need to get 400 more to get to 500. So in this case, let's go ahead and focus here, right? In this case, we are going to get rid of the green. Okay? We know the green cost $4.12.5, which we know to be the grand total of $412.50. So in this case, right, we are going to get rid of this right here so we can continue on here by subtracting at that last 100 to get to 0. And we're going to subtract the 412.50, right, to get to 0. So in this case, I can go ahead and update my green batch and say there's nothing in there. Okay. Now, out of the 750, we need to sell 400 units. Now, at what cost is my yellow batch going to be?
$435.
Right, so $435. So in this case, I need to figure out how much my total cost of goods sold is going to be. If I sell 400 units at $4.35 each, what is my total cost of goods sold?
$17.40.
$17.40. Okay, good. So in this case, we're going to take my $7.50. We just sold 400, so I should have $3.50 left. Okay. All right, if I started out with $3,262.50 and I just sold 740. How much should I have left?
$1,522.50.
Good, right? So let's go ahead and update that since I only have $350 left. It should give me my answer to be $1522.50. Good. So, of course, I need to add up so that when I do journalize this, I know what my total is for selling all 500 units. It cost me a grand total of $2,152.50. Okay. So then on June 20th, we end up purchasing 600 units for $4.05, and you have a freight of $20. So 600 units at $4.05 with a freight of $20. Okay. So we're on June 20th, right? We purchased 600 units at $4.05 with a freight of $20. Okay, so in this case, what's my purchase price?
2,430.
Right, 600 times 405 gives you 2,430 plus my freight of 20 gives me a total cost of
24.50.
$24.50. So in this case, what is going to be my cost per item? $4.08. So let's make sure this is actually 408.333. Okay. Let's pop this into our inventory on hand, right? That we have a new batch of 600 units at $4.8333. And I'm going to go ahead and color this red. Okay. So there we go. So now I have 950 units available. Okay. So let's go ahead and continue on. So that was June 20th. Next thing that happened was June 22nd. We end up selling 250 units at $10.50. So 250 units? 250 units. Okay, we sold 250 units. Do I have enough?
Yes, and the yellow.
Good, right? We definitely have enough in our yellow batch. So in this case, 250, it's June 22nd, 250 units. At what cost per item is my yellow batch?
$4.35.
$4.35. So what is my total cost of goods sold? If I sold 250 units at $4.35.
$1,087.50.
$1,087.50. So in this case, this is my yellow. Not orange, sorry. I want yellow. Okay. So in this case, right, I need to take my 350. I just sold 250, so I should be left with 100. Okay. If I started with 1522.50 and I just sold 187.50, how much should I have left? I should have a total of 435, right? 100 times $4.35 is going to give you the same exact answer. Okay, so 100. Right? So now I should still have left 700 units. Okay, and I just got rid of that one right there. Then on June 25th, we end up selling our last batch of inventory of 350 units at $4.35 each with a freight of 50. So 350 at 435 and 50. So it is June 25th. We purchased 350 units at $4.35 each with a freight of 50. Okay, so in this case, what's my total purchase price?
1522.50.
Good. Plus 50? 1572.50, which will give me my cost per item to be. So I'm going to take my 1572.50 divided by 350. $4.49. So let's double confirm. I think this is unrounded. So let me see. So it's actually 4.49286. Okay. So let's go ahead and pop this last inventory in here. So we just got 350 units at a total of $1572.50. Okay. And last but not least, I'm going to color this the last color. Let's see, what color have I not chosen yet? Let's do this purple. Okay. All right. So let's see what our last scenario says. June 27th, we end up selling 550 units, leaving 500 units left on hand. Okay. So we sold 500 units, which at the end of the month of June, we should have a total of 500 units. Okay. So June 27, we need to sell 550 units. So let's take a look. Do we have enough?
Yes.
Yes, we do, right? We have 100 from the yellow. We got 600 from the red. And we have 350 from my purple. So which ones are we going to take out from?
The 100.
We're going to take out the 100 from my yellow batch. Okay. Which we know to be $4.35, which we also know, since we're going to get rid of all of it, it's going to cost me $435. This is my yellow batch. Okay. So therefore, I'm going to go ahead and say I just sold my last 100. So therefore, I should have 0. Right? 435 minus 435 should give me 0. Okay. So I can go ahead and get rid of my yellow batch here. Okay. How many more do I need to sell to get to 550?
450.
We need to sell 450 more, right, to get to 550. Now, in this case, which batch of inventory am I going to take out from?
The 600.
The 600 at $4.08.33333. So in this case, what's my cost per item going to be here?
Um, 1,837 for 50 actually.
Good. Good. So in this case, we have to round up our penny. So it's going to increase it to 50. 0.50. In this case, this is the red batch. Okay. So let's go ahead and get rid of that in our calculation. So in this case, we got to pull the one from 600. We just sold 450, so we should have 1,500 left. Okay. My 600 batch originally cost me the 2450, and we just sold 1837.50. Right? So how much should we have left? $612.50. So let's go ahead and update our inventory. We should have 150 left at 612.50. So in this case, 150 plus 350 is exactly 500. And that's exactly what we said, right? We're supposed to end the month with 500 units at a grand total of $2,185 even, right? And here, let's calculate how much it costs us to sell all 550 units. So 435 plus 1837.50. How much did it cost me to sell all 550 units?
$2,272.50.
Good. Okay. So, all right, I'm getting a lot quicker right through this. It is just keeping track of making sure that we are using Fifo. So that means whatever goes in first you're going to keep it track of it until you get rid of it slowly, right? Tomorrow, right, we're going to learn 8.2, which is going to be LIFO, okay, where we're going to eliminate the colors. We'll probably keep this colors for the first time around, okay, but we're going to eliminate the calculations in the middle, because now that you know how to do this, you don't actually necessarily need to fill in the middle section, right? This is just so that when I post the answers, you know how I get the answers, right? So then tomorrow, since we already know what to do, we know exactly how to get there, I'm going to eliminate all the work in the middle but keep the colors. And what's going to happen is when I sell something on my cost of goods sold, I'm going to take it directly out from my inventory on hand. Instead of having it filled in the middle, I'm going to directly take it out all the way in the column on the right. So it's going to look a lot more cleaner, okay? And of course, the colors is what's going to make it easy for you to keep track of. But once we've done that, for the next section, which is 8.3, we're not going to use any colors at all. Only one color, okay? And and then 8.3 is going to be one of the most easiest ones to do, okay? Because you don't need to do that much work, all right? Any questions about this?
No.
All right.